Hello everyone, it's SonicHawk77 here today with another video, and today I'm playing the Clannad game that is on the Android. I don't know if it's on iPhone, but it's on Android. It's called like the Past Path or something. So I started it up and everything for you guys so you guys don't have to look at the whole load up screen and stuff. So here we go. Just out of reach. It floated alone in the darkness. How long I wanted to reach it. To find a way out of hopeless life that I had managed for myself. By the way, I'm pretty sure you need to know a bit of Clannad and Clannad Afterstory, like, before you watch this, I guess. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but, I mean, that's from my guess. I haven't played this game yet, but I have watched the animes and stuff, which I'm actually, I'll explain into later. It dances ahead, flying away, flittering, fleeting, in a world of nothingness, and she stands there, forever waiting. I keep having the same dream. An orb floats before me. I always reach out of it, but I can never grab it. It gets smaller and smaller before disappearing into nothingness. Sometimes I try running towards the light, but I never manage to reach it. It slips right through my fingers and disappears. I stared at having these dreams a year ago. Things seemed to be quiet before then. Life was simple. I remember like the games and stuff. I remember that, like, I was like looking at the reviews for this game. It had like perfect scores, like all the way. Like it was crazy. Like how good this the ratings were for this game. I think it might be a fan-made game, so it might have been a little bit more lenient and stuff, but I don't know. It was life where I knew happiness. I know, I know nothing. I have nothing. I am nothing. I just lie here day after day. Sounds like just depression or something. But that's not Clannad, though. Eyes shut. Not moving. Not caring. Just thinking to myself. Morning comes. The new school term starts today. I slowly open my eyes. I look up at the ceiling. I know the scene was too well for too long. Man, these lines are short. I want them to be longer. Here we go. The light bulb hangs over the head, and a thin ray of light shines through a gap in the curtains. I'd become all too familiar with the cracks protruding above in the plaster. The faint, discolored patches of a dampened mid-drew sprouting at the looking down in my face, as though openly mocking me. My pathetic life. The comfort of my duvet leaves me lingering there. I hear my alarm clock ticking in silently. I wait for the minute's hand to strike an hour. I like the way when I said I want longer lines, they give me that. That's pretty cool. Spreading my legs and my arms out. I enjoy the feeling of my mattress briefly, and the negative thoughts creep once more into my mind. Looking to the left, I see my uniform folded up in the floor beside the underneath of an issue of Captain. Then I remember, today, I'll be going back to school. It took my parents a long time, but they persuaded the principal to let me go back. I tried my best to convince them otherwise. I was surprised that the high school actually agreed to the arrangement. Why would they want to take a useless kid like me back? A sigh. But I have no choice now. I throw off the covers and get up. Slowly, I put on my uniform, not caring if I'm late or not for the new term. But I look at the clock and realize that I'm on schedule whether I want to be or not. Any sense of resistance or rebellion was beaten out of me back then. That's why I lived this solitary lifestyle. It was a happy weakness I can enjoy no longer. Slipping on my tie, I had to head out the hallway. It's dead silent. The house seems so empty these days, almost as if I were living by myself, alone in the drafty house. It's a large place, more suited for a big family than ours. I shuffle downstairs and straight out the front door, not caring about breakfast. Not noticing before there's sounds out of movement. I guess she is up. Probably hoping that she can wish me luck for the first day back. Wanting to cheer me on in the disappointment of a child. My stomach grumbles, but I ignore it. It's not like I'm missing a meal will kill me. Kicking on my shoes, I open the door and will go out. I haven't been outside for months. Just like that, here I am. Despite having to shut in for so long, I stepped outside just like that. I guess it was easier than I thought. I mean, who knows what I could face out there. But here I am, facing the familiar scene from back then. The bright light blinds me as I look up. Springtime. It's quiet out. We live all in the way of the outskirts of the town. Nearly all my neighbors are working for adults or retired. So few students walk down this road. Looking around, I could see that I'm all alone in this path. There's nobody to walk with, only me. The school term starts today. The wind blows gently, and I feel the cold air on my face. I calmly take it in and exhale. Dragging my feet as I go, I slowly descend the road. The sun shines brightly over the trees. God, Jesus, I think I accidentally, made my screen too bright for me personally, so hold on one sec, let me change that. I accidentally missed something. Alright, birds twitter in the distance. Everything's starting to bloom, but I don't care. Nothing lasts forever. Eventually the plants will wither and die, and the birds will stop making noise. It takes a long time for me to walk down this lonely path, as though I'm getting closer to the death with each step I take. Passing by a stream on a walk, I watch the water flowing down the brook. A cherry tree stands on the hill ahead, signifying the border of the small town, the green belt, the barrier between nature and humanity. It's still quiet and cold out, and I shiver a little as the wind blows past. My quiet life is behind me now. Today, things will change. I hate this town, and I hate the people in it. Who's talking? Is this Tomoya? I don't know. And I have no choice but to face it all. I hate my life. Because I remember him saying lines like that before, some of the lines before. As I continue down to the dirt path, I find myself crossing onto one of the few roads that runs through this town. I enter the civilization, buildings, homes, business. Passing by some other students in the way, I keep my head down. The last thing I want is any attention on a day like this. Slowly shuffling on the paving, I look up from the stone steps before me that ascend upon the school. An arduous hike ahead. Swallowing the hard, I make my way up. As the sun beats down, I feel my clothes beginning to stick as I sweat. I'm not used to having to climb like this. I guess it'll be a regular thing from now on. More trouble than I need. Reaching to the top, I gradually come to a halt. Just above those last few steps is that school. A place packed out with ambitious students, not suited for someone like me. I guess for the air continues to blow as the leaves dance into the branches. I try to take a step forward, but my body won't let I try to take a step forward, but my body won't move itself. Fuck, I suck. Alright, I urge myself to go on, but I just stand there, not moving. My legs won't respond. My body just keeps telling me to stand there, as though I was waiting for an answer, waiting for a sign. What am I doing here? Why am I standing here on these steps? Surely nothing could come of this. What if life just carries out the same and nothing ever changes? Will anything ever change? Will life just continue to be long and painful misery? I wait. I wait for a response, for an answer, as though hoping that something will magically solve everything, something that will give me hope. Silence. Nothing but silence. Nice to meet you. I'm not gonna do a voice impression until I actually see who the person is. Yeah, so hold on a sec. What was that? A voice on the breeze. A girl's voice. So delicate and quiet. Practically with a whisper. Barely audible over the rustling leaves and the traffic in the distance. But there's a strength in her tone. I turn around. There's a group of girls down on the steps below. They all look like seniors, judging by their uniforms. And they're talking to some girl about something. And a junior looks over her. Somebody in my ear.
Who do you think you are? What do you think you're doing? Listen to our conversation like that?
She has a very harsh tone as she speaks. The others gather around as they talk as she seems confused. She says something in reply. Maybe an apology? Why isn't there any pictures in this thing? I really want to know the answer to that. But they don't listen. In fact, they seem to get mad.
You think you could just butt in on what we're talking about? Who asked for your opinion?
They seem to be banding around her. The second year they talked to Bo this time, she seems extremely apologetic, probably regretting ever even starting to talk to them. They push her by the shoulder. They drop her school bag and the contents spill out of the ground. One of the girls gives off a high-pitched laugh and whistles the others to kick away the trample of her possessions. This is bad. I should do something. But surely this is just the way this is just the way it is. It's an unfair world and she needs to learn that. I mean, there was no one there for me. I should just head up to the hill to the school. The way she may learn how to work things. but I continue to watch. The girl pushes her again. She apologizes and she tries to pick up her things and they trample on her hands. One of those stands behind her and pushes her back into the others. This could get ugly fast.
Stupid brat! Who do you think you are? You fat bitch!
They continue to taunt her. By the way, my voice isn't that great because I'm kind of somewhat sick, but not 100%, but I like screwed up my voice, so it's not the best. Getting meaner and meaner. I should. No. I can't do anything. I try to turn away, but I can't bring myself to. They abuse her more and more. The insults become worse and worse.
Scum! Trash!
Well, that was weird. My, text, screwed up for a bit.
Why don't you just die?
Is this senior a boy or girl? Then, one of them grabs her by the hair. That's it. I'm stepping in. Hey! I shout out from the steps as I make my way towards them. Okay, so this isn't Tomoya. Wait, is it? What? I don't think Naoyuki was his name. Naoyuki. I don't think that was. What do you girls think you're doing? Picking on another girl like that? You should be ashamed of yourselves. They immediately let go of her, probably taking the disgruntled tone that her teacher of an adult. Squinting, they try to distinguish who I am. One of them realized that I immediately loosen up. They turn on me now.
We don't want to hear such words from a disgusting person like you bratty junior. Show me some respect already.
Is this just text? Is this pretty much just a script? Some of the other students come into view in the stats below. The girls look around them and they seem to give in. Seriously, where is the fucking picture? I want to see somebody. This is supposed to be a visual novel where you have visuals.
Come on, let's get to the school.
They head up to the steps past me and they disappear out of sight into the school grounds. I turn onto the girl and they were bullying as she picks up her bag. I bend down and help her to pick up the contents. Are you okay? Yes, a picture.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Oh god, hold on, let me think of something. Thank you so much. You don't need to thank me. I really didn't do anything. It's true. I almost walked away. I am so sorry for causing you trouble. Those eyes. Is there... No. It's nothing really. A beautiful girl, within the wind blowing through her hair. Why is she still talking to someone like me? Shouldn't she have ran away by now? It's nice to meet you. I am Nakamura's son. Right. What's your name? From the inside, I can hear the chime of the school bell. I really shouldn't be late for the entrance ceremony. We should hurry up and get indoors. Okay. I slowly walk up those doors, and the girl's footsteps following closely behind. Scope Games presents Clannad the Pass Path. Okay, so now it's an introduction, I guess. Not liking it too much so far. I mean, it feels like the lines are pretty cliche and stuff, but there's really good ratings, so I'm still gonna give it a chance. The principal gives a long and winded speech about the success of the last year's students. I honestly couldn't care less. The bald one fool's words are barely understood. God damn, I can't speak today. The bald old fool's words were barely understandable as they echo around the hall. Students murmur and shuffle nearby. I hear some whispering from behind. Some of them must recognize me from last year. The two sitting beside me are keeping the edges on their seats, their legs pulled away. They both keep their eyes rigidly fixed on stage, not daring to acknowledge that I'm here. It's not that I'm a threat. They shouldn't see me as anyone anyhow. Idiots. I ignore the stares and keep my eyes down. After beginning to perform school anthems and listen to after the teacher's announcements, the principal starts another speech from school life. It feels as though he's gone for hours. However, eventually the ceremony ends when we can end a class. Shuffling out of the hall, I follow some classmates. Once they notice, they make sure to keep their distance in the corridors. Here I am, inside these walls again. trapped in with those who despise me, those who talk and it continues. It never stops me. Everybody's talking. Why? I don't say a word. I don't do anything. So why would they continue to talk? Why do they whisper and murmur and laugh? Why do they avert their gazes? Why can I not look into their direction? Why am I questioning these things? I already know that life is unfair. Lots of dots. Soon enough, everyone settles down. First off, the teacher does a roll call. When it comes down to my name, I hear some whisperings, and one of the two people glance in my directions. I answer nonchalantly, and the murmurs die down. Once attendance is done, the teacher asks who wants to be the class representative this year. Two girls both raise their hand, and after a couple minutes, one of them stands down. With all of them in the way, the lesson begins. The class begins to drag on forever. So glad we get to actually have another picture, I guess. I mean, come on, we need more pictures. About half an hour and I'm already bored. I turn face out the window. Nothing but the sky. The clouds slowly drift by and I count to as many as I can, but they really aren't enough. Sighing, my eyes move downwards, looking down across the treetops beyond the school gates. Small shops and houses make up this town. The orange shingles and the rooftops have heat waves, and I distinguish a black cat darting across them before leaping down and out of sight onto a tree. Seconds later, a small and frightened bird flies out and disappears into the sky. Such a dull place. I look across the vast array of buildings and horizons. The place extends and stretches out just a few blocks until it reaches the coast. The wave laps into the shore, and I can hear the faint sounds of gulls crying. It was a peaceful life here. A quiet, dull, uninteresting life. My eyes move down again, and I'm staring at the sports field. A dark figure moves into the grounds and heads towards the end of the path. My eyes adjust to the scene. I can just see a teacher in the tracksuit outside, rooting around the sports equipment in the shed. She picks up some bats and balls and heads into the pitch to set them up. As he works under the sun, something seems familiar about him. He rubs the back of his neck and the heat beats down. What could it be? I continue to stare at the hairy old man for a good few minutes, and then I remember. He was an English teacher last year. An unpleasant old tyrant who always tries to bang his fist on the desk and shout at teachers who barely mispronounce his words. He has beady little eyes and a crooked and rarely seen smile. Chalk was his weapon, and he wasn't afraid to fling it at us when he was mad. Everyone in the class hated him, and he hated us in return. A horrid old fool. Fool. I don't know. God, that's such a weird word. I sounded retarded there, but you know what? I don't care. He always complains about wanting to be the coach for the baseball team instead of being cooped up inside all day. Apparently, he's played in the amateur leagues before he injured his back. Probably a lie to try to impress us. He was pretty determined about getting involved, though. He shows up in an after-school matches in the poster, pesters the team and offering pointers. Now then, I'd see him and lurking around in the changing rooms, waiting for the female to come and coach outside, and he couldn't bother her for the position. He finally got his way, it seems. I don't really want to go and look at such a distinguishing person any longer. I look up at the board and I do at my own work. The teacher's scrawling some incomprehensible equation. If I focus, I might be able to do it. Let's see. Solve 2t 29 equals 7. I think I might have to add something to change the 7. Or maybe I subtract something. Hang on. Why is it that there's a letter next to the 2? I thought this was math. Is this what algebra is? Ah, damn it! What am I supposed to do with this? Maybe if I change it like this. I scrawl an answer, but I don't look right. Frustrated. I draw a big black line across the page. Okay, let's try this again. 2t minus 29 equals 7. Well, hold on. Let me try to think about the 15. Wouldn't it just be 19? Yeah, the answer is 19. I write down a different answer, but it doesn't look like it right either, so I cross that out. I try to solve it for a while, but I can't seem to get it. After the third attempt, I give up and lean back in my chair. A while later, the bell rings and lunch begins. Alright guys, this is where I'm going to end it. So I guess I'll see you guys in part two. Hopefully my opinions start to change because I really want to like it. But so far it's pretty lackluster. I mean, because I've downloaded a couple of visual novels before, but this one just like lacks imagery and like very complex lines. So I'm hoping it really does expand upon this and the story gets like good. Than just a cliche depression kind of story. So that's my opinion so far. But like I said, I feel like I can like it, and I feel like I could like it. And it might get better. So thank you guys all for watching. And also, I gotta apologize for the long hiatus that I've been on. It's been like a couple of months. It was because like so I had my Doki Doki thing. Like I was like just pretty much reposting like the clips from my Twitch streams that I used to do, which I quit my Twitch stream a long time ago. So I had the first three parts up, but then when it came to like the other parts, like I was like so mad because I wanted all those like videos to go on my YouTube channel, but they were like all gone for some reason. So sorry guys. So yeah, like I was like kind of struggling and stuff. So I been trying to like rethink processes and stuff. And there's a whole new anime like kind of like review channel that I want to make and expand upon, which is like all scripted and everything, and has like a lot more like effort put into it, like compared to like something like this where it's just more like kind of freestyle, I guess. So thank you guys all for watching, and I might see you again someday, hopefully tomorrow. So bye.